Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. It's your host, Laws. I'm in the building. You already know. We here. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Aaron off this week. This Bama won't playing basketball leagues. I, my knees can't do it, dog. He said he out there just trying to get cardio. I can't listen. For the real hoopers out there, soon as Alabama get this talking trash, you gonna start going harder than you supposed to go. So I can't mess with it, dog. You see, I got the sticks in here somewhere. We golfing. That's how we get down, dog. Let's go golfing, like my man DJ Khaled say all the time. Uh, yeah. So I'm in here solo dolo, but show must go on. We gonna get to the get down. Go check out the website, othersideofsports.com. We lit. We got more content coming your way. Definitely check us out. Share the subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the content. Get with us. Um, First things first, we're gonna talk a little bit about. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about the draft, talk a little bit of NFL, Washington Commanders, Hard Knocks. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about uh Jokic and the Denver Nuggets getting their first championship in Denver. I know the Joan is litty out there. Denver's a nice city. I don't know if you ever had a chance to be in Denver, but it's a nice city. I like Denver. It's white, dog. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's not a lot of diversity. If you a black Bama trying to get a white girlfriend, that's where you want to be. Cause I'm just telling you, it's Snow White heavy out there, Joe. And I'm not talking about just the mountains. It's snowing heavy out there. Uh, but yeah, Denver's cool city. I like it. Been there a few times. Enjoyed myself when we've gone. I know they celebrating, but we gotta quail this whole Joker, the best big man ever foolishness. Calm down, people. I'm the one that usually jump off the deep end when it comes to like somebody doing, spectacular feats. I jump out the window and call them the best ever and everything like that. But we can't do that here, dog. We can't do that here. Jokic is a monster. Don't get it twisted. He a beast. But like to call him the best ever, nah, Bob, can't do it. And right now, I know the media going ham. The stuff he's done, the triple doubles and just how well he's played, you can't really take nothing from the man. Now, is he a Hall of Famer? I think you almost gotta give it to him now. Like he got a chip in his belt, and the Bama statistics is crazy, bro. It's crazy. But the best big man ever, though, nah, we can't go that far. We can't go that far. You gotta realize that Jokic is playing in an era where he's one of two big man in the league at his position that can really give him comp. And it just wasn't like that before, dog. When the Shaqs of the world was playing, it was Duncan, it was Ewan, it was a bunch of other guys that you had to compete against to be the most dominant big man in the league. And it wasn't as I'll say easy as it is today, where there's not a lot of guys at that size to really, at the same skill level. I mean, is it he an anomaly? I ain't even gonna hold you. Would Jokic be doing this in other areas? Yeah, he would. But not to this level though, dog. Not to this level where it's so dominant that nobody can stop him. Like he's just getting 30, 20, and 10 every game at will. It just I don't believe that it would be like that under different circumstances. That's just all I'm gonna say about it. I just don't believe it would be like that under other circumstances. Speaking of big men, Shaq out here shooting his shots. I don't know if y'all saw the Instagram post where the youngin was talking about, like, she works at Office Depot. I'm sorry, Office Depot, Home Depot, and she gets a lot of compliments working at Home Depot because she's attractive, and it's basically like jobs that attractive women you don't really necessarily see them in. And so she posted this, and so Shaq jumped in the comments, and Shaq was like, you know, basically he told her like, say hi to all your boyfriends for me. Don't let all don't listen to these people. Like, basically just do your thing or whatever, whatever. I don't know. He just said something to just try to basically get on her radar. And she posted it with the comments and basically was like, if Shaq reaching out, then you doing something right. Come on, bro. The internet already got the man talking about he trying to shoot a shot. We know what the man was doing, dog. He gonna sit here and try and say he wasn't. I know, Shaq out here. Shaq be moving and shaking, dog. He ain't married to Shawnee no more. He out here in these streets, dog. He out here in the streets. He probably thought he was gonna backdoor the Joan. It wasn't gonna be a thing. Young and put him on blast, and now he got to deal with it. But yeah, man, we not Shaq. Come on, bro. We know what you doing, bro. We not. You can try to be the Mr. Nice Guy and stuff. Don't get it twisted. Shaq a nice dude when he want to be. He be in a Target buying Bama stuff and like get all the kids bikes in the store and he on his Oprah mission when he be out. But bro, when you DMing youngins on the back line, you shooting shots, dog. It's okay. I mean, you bricked a lot of free throws, but we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing, brother. We know. So the child like act like, oh no, I'm just trying to. I care about the people. Stop it, bro. You shooting your shot. You shooting your shot. That's that. What else we got on tap? Um, yeah, hard knocks. Hard knocks. Shout out to Rio. Rio been out here grinding, talking about the hard knock situation and should the commanders be on there and is it really a distraction? A lot of coaches and teams, when they're asked to do it, first of all, you got to fit a criteria. You can't you you have you couldn't have been on the hard knocks for the last 10 years. You could not have made the playoffs in the recent year, and then you cannot have a new head coach and be on Hard Knocks. So it's like four teams that's in the running for the jump. It's the Washington Commanders. I think the Jets is on there, um, and like two other squads, dog. But I mean, they haven't chose a team yet. But I think the Commanders is just gonna be the ones that's forced to do it, dog, because the storylines, all of it. You got the new ownership group to where you ain't got to worry about Daniel Snyder and his funny business coming on screen. You can kind of steer clear. You don't have to do any of that, and you can start to change the narrative around the team, which I think the league would like to do, to show that things have changed. Uh, but for me, like, this is my take on it. If the Washington Commanders get the hard knocks jump, that's just more content for us, though. Because we're going to talk about all the funny business. Ron Con Rivera, we already know he do good behind the camera, dog. He do real good behind cameras. So I think I think the Commanders are going to get selected. I would like, I mean, the Jets, I'm not like Jets will be cool too. See Aaron Rodgers on a new team and Robert Sala. Well, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now before anybody else say it. Like, again, I'm always ahead of the curve. Dog, the Jets aren't gonna be as good as people think the Jets are gonna be. I'm not hating. I'm not. I know what suppose y'all think supposed to happen, or Aaron Rodgers is dead and blah blah blah. Dog, it gets cold in December. It's not. I'm telling you, they're not gonna win as many games as people think they're gonna win, dog. It's just the reality of it. And I do not see them making the playoffs. I know it's a very far-fetched idea. I know people like, dog, you just hating. Dog, they were good last year and they just were a quarterback away. And just that's just not how sports work. That's just not how sports work. There's so many elements, there's so many different things that go into it. Still a young team offensively, a lot of young player moving part, a lot of young parts on that roster. So I'm not super convinced that they just gonna be this vicious squad. Um, and I know it may be an unpopular opinion. I might be in the minority there, but it is what it is. When they win 8 games, and everybody's looking around. You can come back to this podcast and be like, "Oh yeah, the Bama Herald was on top of it. He told us." They're just straight like that. But as far as the Hard Knocks go, like hopefully, do I think it's a distraction for teams? I actually do, dog, because some people don't respond to the camera, and I know they're just there, and people, like you have media there and stuff like that. But this is different. This is different. Media is not in a room when Alabama's getting cut off the team. Hard Knocks is in the room. Hard Knocks is in a room when coaches is having discussions around players and what they're gonna do with their roster. And the way Hard Knocks is set up, they create narratives and storylines to try to sell the entertainment piece of it. And when you are like a part of that, I just think that it can be a distraction to your football team, especially a team like this. See, the difference between the Washington Commanders and other teams is that, and we see a little bit. I got another example for you, but like the media here has a heavy say and influence, and they want to be a part of everything. So if this team is on Hard Knocks, it would just be like the media would be trying so hard to just be seen and be noticed, and they'll just be doing the most, and they already be doing too much. They already be stirring a pot, making up stories, all types of stuff. Chase Young, like we just seen it here. Can you imagine with a battery in the back, like Hard Knocks, to add fuel to these Bama's trying to be seen? All these geeks and random gumps just trying to be somebody as far as notoriety in this town. Like a lot of these Bama's never played a sport in their life. They never they don't. All they do is follow the team, and they think they know everything, dog. And then you put Hard Knocks, and it just, I'm telling you, it just be bad for this franchise because the media has too much like say in what goes on. And some of the media is good. I'm not saying all of them bad, but like 90% are gumps and geeks who can't bust a great in any sport. They just paper push. So I don't here, I just don't necessarily think it would be a good thing for this franchise. I mean, it'd be cool to watch for content. Yeah, it's gonna be big content because people want to see be enemy and stuff like that. How he changing the team, but like, nah, like just leave it be. Let it be a secret, dog. Just let it be what it's gonna be. It don't need to have cameras. I think it's a bad idea for the Commanders personally. I just think it's a bad idea. Um, yeah, but I mean, again, I think that they will get selected just because the entertainment value, dog. You know what I'm saying? The entertainment value is there. Um, but speaking of other franchises and media debacles, D, what y'all gonna do with your man, dog? Is y'all gonna re-up the contract and sign him? I mean, right now is starting to be rumblings that Saquon wants a contract, new contract, and the Giants are kind of like they they're playing a soft version of chicken by saying like they're not going to say anything. And Saquon, he's basically just saying, I just want what I'm worth. That's what I've gotten from the comments. But the media is trying to like drive it, especially like New York media, and Saquon's been upset because he feels like the media is trying to paint this in a light to where he's being greedy or he's being unreasonable and stuff like that, when in fact he's been the complete opposite. But you know how to meet. Listen, these media groups and conglomerates, they connected to the teams and the franchises. Dog, they have vested interest in like having access, so they basically exchange bidding, doing what the team wants, right? For access, though. It's an exchange, and that's not everybody, but it's a majority, a lot of the media people to have that access to the players and in the spaces, get these stories and see what's going on. It's a buddy system where they be like, hey, look, we're gonna give you access, but you can't report this or can't talk about this, or we need this. Can you run this story? Well, word is the street, like we got a word that this, and they put all these speculations out there that cause these big rifts in the team, that help drive narratives that create contract situations or manipulate them in spaces. They try, dog. We see NFL teams do this all the time, dog. Saquon, you really don't need to be mad, bro. You don't need to be upset. You just need to be like, okay, all right, and just take it for what it is. This is what teams do. They know what your value is and they try to suppress it. They did it with Lamar Jackson. They've done it with running backs across the league. The league as a whole saw like the trend of running backs, and they were like, oh no. We gotta stop. Because there was a time where running backs was getting big paydays, and then the Priest Holmes of the worlds and the Bama's would just come out, need be blown out, and then they just like, this is just a bad investment. How can we drive the revenues down for NFL running backs across the league? And that's what they did. They made a concerted effort to be like, we got to drive the value down. And that's what they did, right? You see running backs, they just, couple years, boom, switch them out. They don't, running backs don't really get the big paydays, though. They just don't. We got a few, but it's not like how it used to be. And the values of running backs have been like diminished significantly. So this is just a part of that strategic business model for the league, Saquon. And don't matter how much you've contributed to the team, your value. They know all of that. They know all of that. But overall, running backs getting paid has been a bad investment. You have not been able to get the returns. So if I was in your shoes, one, I wouldn't really be mad. I would just see how you can negotiate a deal that one secures you for the next like 2 year. I would not do no long-term contract because the team's likely not going to do it. But I would try to get like 2, maybe 3 years max, which is hard for running backs, but like, you are one of the premier running backs in the league. So you do have a little bit of leverage, but not a lot, though. Not a lot. We've seen running backs have to hold out to even remotely get close to their payday. And Le'Veon Bell, he sat out an entire year to get paid. And he got paid, but he didn't really get paid like he was supposed to get paid with his value. But another year cut, what I'm saying, basically shaved into his value because he was 1 year older. But that's what he had to do in order to even like touch the bread. So you can do a team friendly deal, which I would not recommend because your position is a brutal one, though. It's a brutal one. You taking poundings every play, you getting hit constantly. You know what I'm saying? It just if I'm a young kid and my son come up to me talking about he want to play football, dad, I'm like, bro, you the quarterback, Slim. I don't care if you throwing ducks, Aflacs, you the quarterback, champ. Use your legs, run around crazy. Because the running backs, no, sorry, Bob. You got to do too much just for too little. That's just the bottom line. Receivers, they trying to get y'all too on a low, but y'all still are super connected to the quarterbacks, and so you can kind of finagle some breadsticks out of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just getting tougher and tougher, tougher and tougher. So I don't know if Saquon gonna actually get it. I don't know if he's gonna get it. Right now, he's making like 10 million, I think. Set to make 10 million under the franchise tag, and he ain't signed it. 10 million is low, bro. For Saquon, who's like 30% of the office, he should be getting 30% of the payroll. They gave Daniel Jones that bread. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll write an article on that though. Just how that the funny business there. Yeah, so that's NFL stuff. NBA draft is coming up. We ready for the draft, though. I've been looking at the draft and the draft boards, and Victor going one. That's automatic. I I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Victor is gonna be a solid NBA player, but I don't think he's gonna be the best player out of this class. Now, some of the stuff I've seen, I'm like, oh, okay. Pop is a good coach, and I think the San Antonio Spurs organization is a good organization. And I'm gonna talk about organizations in a minute when we get to the Miami Heat. But like, I don't necessarily know that he's just gonna be like the LeBron's comparison. Throw that out the window. He's not LeBron. I think he'll be solid, but I don't know. And I could be completely off. But when I'm looking at these other players in this draft got some hoopers, dog. It got some real hoopers. It's 3 to 4 real hoopers that I'm like, oh, these Bammers is different. The Scoot Henderson, Scoot real. Scoot is real. The Thompson twins, real. Real. These back like the Thompson twin, both them Bammers can do it, dog. They're gonna come to a team and like it's not gonna take long. Like if I was the Wizards, I'm throwing everything in the pot to see if I could get one or both of these Bammers, dog. I'm like, what can I'm calling every team. I'm trying to work deals, new management in place, make it happen, dog. These boys can do it. They can do it. I like Brandon Miller. I think he'll be a solid pro at the next level. Um, you know, I like him. But like when you talk about like special, the Thompson twins are special. Scoot Henderson special. Um, they special. Victor's really good in his height. His skill set, with his height is really good. Them tall, extra tall, lanky Bammers, I just they don't last long, dog. I don't know. Jarvis Walker, trash. Get him out of here, dog. He not trash, but we just seen him before, dog. We just seen him before. He's not a game changer. He's not a game changer, but he's solid. Uh Anthony Black. So the Wizards have the A pick, and they've been linked to in some mock drafts to Anthony Black, though. If the Washington Wizards draft Anthony Black, then I know that the new regime don't know what the hell they doing, dog. If they draft this slow, methodical shooting Bama, he athletic. Don't get it twisted. But dog, he's not a game changer. He's limited. I see a lot of limitations in his game. And if they draft him, the future is not bright for the Washington Wizards. I'm just telling you what I know. If they go in this draft and they get like Dirk Lively, or you know what I'm saying, or they get somebody else, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. They get one of they make some trades and just revamp and flip the roster over and get, Victor or something. I mean, or like get up the draft board to like two, get one of the Thompson twins, or like four, get the Thompson twin, one of the Thompson twins, or get like Brandon Miller or something like that. Like I think Brandon Miller would be a really good fit for this team. Like what this team kind of needs and what he would bring to the table, I think he would be a good fit. But like if you can get up to there to get one of those guys, then I'll be like, okay, hey, the new regime, they know what they doing. But if y'all go up to that podium and y'all submit that card and get Anthony Black, I'm like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to evaluate talent. Because the Bama he ain't all world. He ain't super elite level, right? Like he can't, like he not a, yeah, it just, mm-mm. Yeah, and I mean, y'all can say what y'all want, but I told y'all last year about about Davis. I told y'all about Davis. I said the brother, I could find him up Bowie. You know, I could find him up Bowie. Johnny Davis, he gonna be good. He this, he that. Bama on the D League all year long. Come up the last 5 games, and they trying to size 13 points. He get 13. Oh, yeah, that's the kind of flashes we look at. Stop it. You can find him up Bowie. If you want to if you want to change this franchise around, you want to put a mark. You have some pieces there. You gotta get talented players who are elite level scorers and can make a difference when they're on the floor. Without that, you do not stand a chance. So we gonna see what they do to draft end of this month, who they go with, what it's looking like, and then we'll evaluate it from there. But this is the first step. What you guys do in this draft will show me if y'all serious or if y'all just an extension from what we already had. Because this is where it begins. I just got in the Dynasty Football League. I already done revamped my whole roster. Everybody gone, dog. Revamp. Revamp. That's what I want to see. Revamp. Don't take 3 seasons, 4 seasons. No. So we're gonna see what happens with it with the draft. But I've been watching. I need to scout some more. But what I looked at, and we getting linked to Anthony Black. Stop it. Stop it. To me, he not the 5th best player out here, dog. Not with that jump shot I seen him shoot. There's no way. There's no way. Um, yeah, so the Miami Heat, we one thing we gotta applaud the Miami Heat, though. I know they lost to the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets clearly was a better team. Shout out Jenna Garcia. She said it early in the season that this team was different. They was poised to get a chip. I ain't believe her. I was like, nah, Bob, these Bama's, they gonna go far, but I just was in disbelief. I didn't think it would happen, bro. I didn't think it would happen. Lo and behold, they made it here. They got the chip. But we gotta applaud the Miami Heat, though. They wasn't supposed to be here. They made it through a lot of adversity to get to the championship game. And they lost to what I mean, everybody would probably consider it just a better team. I mean, it's no question. Denver Nuggets were a better team. But like props to the Miami Heat. That organization the culture there. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. Cause y'all put in that work. Y'all put in that work. Jimmy Butler's a great 1A player to have on your team to like lead the squad. Um, you know, that's a team that doesn't care about the politics. They just play the best player. They just play the best player. That's what you got. They don't care about the salary, none of that. All the funny business that be going on here with the salaries. Oh, we got to play him minutes because we give him. Dog, they don't care about none of that. They don't care about none of that. And you got to applaud it. You got to applaud Eric Spoelstra, um, and his coaching ability, and how he was able to get squeeze the best out of the players and out of the teams. Um, Yeah, and you gotta applaud Pat Riley for assembling the team together, assembling the team. I think missing Oladipo and not having a Tyler Hero, those are two major losses. So I mean, honestly, you gotta. This is. I'm not even one of those people who believe in it. Like, hold your head up. Like after you lose, like if you lose, you're a loser in my book for the most part. Like I don't be off that. Oh yeah, we got to the chip. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head. Like that's not my mo. Like I don't rock with that. Like all that hold your head foolishness. Like, bro, you're a loser. You lost. That's what losers say. Is like, oh yeah, hold your head, like we got to, and they take like glory in getting there, dog. Like that. No, no, we get there, it's a W. I don't want to be there if we're not gonna get there and get a W. But this is an exception to the rule because like they did everything. They fought hard and they gave everything that they got. And sometimes it just you just beat by a better team, and there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing you could do about it. I mean, if it seemed like Jimmy Butler kind of hit a wall offensively, and like he just couldn't get into that gear. Maybe he was dealing with injuries himself. I don't know, but it seemed like he just couldn't get to that next gear that we've seen him get to at times against this Denver Broncos team. Maybe he was fatigued, maybe just dealing with injury. I mean, I don't know. And it really wasn't anybody there to really like pick up the slack. Like he don't have no Jaylen Brown, like to score 30 and like that. It's just a different situation. So props to them, shout out to them. Like I said, it's the exception to the rule. Follow us at OSS980 at Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Wes Buffy. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Lance J Radio. Shout out to Free Agent Radio. Shout out to Jenna Garcia again. Shout out to my man Chris, Will, Daryl, Mike, um, everybody who rock with us heavy. Share the content. Appreciate y'all. Peace.